Are we quietly building heaven on earth? I had one of those moments yesterday where life felt so beautiful that it almost became difficult to explain. You ever have that happen? Like nothing particularly dramatic is happening. No fireworks, no angels descending from the clouds, no giant cosmic revelation, but somehow everything feels brighter. I've been taking a lot of walks lately, multiple walks a day, actually. And the neighborhood I live in, historic College Park here in Georgia, has always been beautiful. Tree lined streets, interesting architecture, front porches, the kind of place where people still wave at each other when they pass. But lately, something feels different, and I've been trying to put my finger on it. And the best way I can describe it is that the beauty seems magnified. It's like somebody turned up the saturation on reality. The trees seem greener, the houses seem more charming, the little details seem more meaningful. And I don't think the neighborhood changed. I think I did, or maybe we did. Because while all of this has been happening, I've also been spending a lot of time working with AI, building systems, creating videos, thinking about consciousness, thinking about community, thinking about where humanity might be heading. And somehow all of those things seem to be converging into one giant question. What if we're already building the future? Not someday, now. What if the future isn't some giant event that's going to suddenly arrive one Tuesday afternoon? What if we're constructing it piece by piece every day through our choices, our relationships, our conversations, and the spaces we create together? I had another experience yesterday that got me thinking about this. There's an apartment complex less than a quarter mile from my house where I used to live. I was out walking, and for some reason, I felt pulled to go over there. Nothing logical about it, just one of those little nudges, you know the ones. The gate was open, which was unusual, and something in me said, go in. So I did. I started walking the same familiar paths I used to walk years ago when I lived there, the same route I'd walk with my dog, the same corners, the same sidewalks. And almost immediately, I ran into one of my old neighbors, one of those people you see all the time, but somehow never learn their name. You know exactly who they are. They're part of the landscape of your life. We talked for a few minutes. Then I kept walking. A few minutes later, I ran into the leasing manager. And I don't know how else to say this. She looked radiant, not in a normal way. She looked like somebody had plugged her directly into the source of life itself, just glowing. She told me the apartment complex was having a resident appreciation event the next day and invited me to come by. And I remember walking away thinking, this is it. Not the event itself, not the apartment complex. This feeling, this sense that people are beginning to reconnect, that communities are beginning to matter again, that we're remembering something important. And that's when an old thought came back to me. For years now, I felt like I've existed at a crossroads, like I've had one foot in two different worlds. On one side, I see incredible beauty, kindness, connection, creativity, love, the best parts of humanity. And on the other side, I see struggle, fear, isolation, division, people trying to survive, people carrying enormous burdens. And the strange thing is that both worlds are real. They're happening simultaneously, sometimes on the same street, sometimes inside the same person. I've spent the better part of 15 years feeling like I was moving back and forth between those realities. Sometimes it felt almost literal, like I was bouncing between dimensions. One version of reality looked like absolute chaos, the other looked like the beginning of heaven on earth, and for a long time I couldn't understand which one was real. Now I think the answer is both, at least for now. But here's what I find interesting. Eventually, every individual and maybe every society has to decide which reality they're going to invest their energy into. Which world are we building? Which future are we feeding? Because attention is creative, belief is creative, action is creative, community is creative, and the future is being built whether we participate consciously or not. Personally, I know which version I'm choosing. I'm choosing the world where neighborhoods matter, where people know each other, where technology helps us become more human, not less, where creativity flourishes, where beauty is appreciated, where people come together, where we stop waiting for someone else to save the world and start building the kind of places we'd actually want to live in. Not perfect places, human places, alive places, places where people belong. Maybe that's what this whole shift is really about. Not escaping the earth, not transcending reality, not disappearing into some higher dimension. Maybe it's about bringing more of that higher dimensional awareness into ordinary life, into neighborhoods, into friendships, into coffee shops, into community events, into conversations with old neighbors, into walks through familiar streets. Maybe heaven on earth isn't something that arrives. Maybe it's something we build, one conversation, one relationship, one choice at a time. And if that's true, I think we're already further along than most people realize. The shift isn't coming, the shift is here. The question is, what are we going to build with it? Because personally, I'm voting for the beautiful timeline, and I have a feeling a lot of you are too.